All right. Welcome to the sideboard. My name's Eric, and this is Let's Play MTG. So today we're going to be playing a build of mine that I took from an article that Eric Frolicek wrote. Efro, shout out to Efro for bringing this three module deck back to our attention. I know a lot of people played around with it back in Kaladesh, Aether Revolt, and things like that. And maybe the meta just wasn't right for it at the time or something like that. But as of right now, Whirler Virtuoso is just so strong that the improvised decks are actually pretty well placed in the meta. Not as well as most decks. I would say, along tier 2 or so, maybe even tier 2.5, depending on how you rate those decks. But this is Module Tron in Standard, Ixalan Standard. Now, if you like today's show, go ahead and subscribe. I'm sure you're going to like other things we have to come. Check around on the channel. See if you like some of the content there. Anyway, so let's go ahead and take a look at the deck. I've already went over to Manatraders. We've got the cards, so we're going to be able to jump straight into games here after the deck tech. The deck is basically based around Eric Frolicek's deck, where he ran 4 of each of the modules: animation module, decoction module. Let's get you guys a preview up here. I think this will make it where you guys can see a little bit better. There we go. Anyway, animation module, decoction module, and fabrication module. Now, these three together are what we're going to call Tron, and I know some of you are going to start hitting the dislike button already for Tron in Standard, but this is not, Tron. But if we do get all three of these online, we get to do some really crazy things, and each of them actually have a nice little hidden mode that at different times comes in handy. For one, the animation module. This is Maybe we should just explain the modules first. Whenever one or more 1/1 counters are put onto a permanent you control, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless servo artifact creature token. Now, this is really good with fabrication module, as whenever you get an energy, you can put a 1/1 counter on a creature you control, which works really good with decoction module. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain an energy. And this is not talking about the other 3 abilities each of the modules have that are mediocre but very handy. So you play a creature, you get an energy, you put a counter on said creature, then you trigger animation module, which will then allow you to pay 1 mana to produce a servo, which will be a creature entering the battlefield, triggering decoction module, which will put another +1/1 counter on a creature of your choice, triggering animation module. And if you can continue to do this over and over for each 1 mana that you have available to you. And this is why the Tron, once it comes online, is really good. So now that you know how the interaction itself works, let's take a look at let's look at some of the abilities on the cards themselves. Decoction module is one of the ones that I kind of like the most, as it allows us to protect our creatures by returning them to our hand. Now, it is 4 mana and you tap your decoction module to return them to your hand, but the decoction module is really handy for returning a Whirler Virtuoso or a Maverick Thopterist, as we'll get to in just a moment. The animation module is one of the cheaper modules to activate, and it is really handy to activate in a pinch later when you have nothing on the battlefield, or maybe just a single creature or a single thopter and you need to restart your engine rolling again. You can a lot of times just give yourself a single energy for 3 mana, which will trigger your modules and then start the chain over again. And then the last one is another 4 mana ability, which you can just tap the fabrication module to give yourself a single energy. Now that's good, but if you already have an energy, the better route is more than likely going to be just pay 3 and tap the animation module to give yourself energy. That will then give you an additional mana to pump into your cycle again. So with those being the modules, let's take a look at the creatures to help us get this online. And the first one here is going to be Glint-Nest Crane. Glint-Nest Crane allows us to dig 4 cards deep, to grab that module and kind of go from there. It's going to help us find the missing piece to our Tron here. Harness Lightning. Now, honestly, this deck needed a little bit of removal, and Harness Lightning is just the way to go with it, because you can actually target your own Whirler Virtuoso to restart an engine there, and you will see that we have many different engines, and even if we don't get all of Tron online, we're going to be able to produce a lot of value here. And then I will talk about the Metallic Mimic in just a moment, because there's a lot to this little Mimic. The 3 mana or all-star of the deck, even without the modules, you don't actually need all of your modules online, all of Tron online. Just Whirler Virtuosos and Decoction modules alone can really take over the game. Just creating a bountiful amount of Thopters and going from there. And now we've all played the Thopter deck here lately, and if you've been watching the channel, I know you've seen the Thopter deck. We've played that a lot here. And the fabrication module is what really allows this Thopter strategy to trump the others, because if you have a single decoction module and a fabrication module and you start going off on your Whirler or Virtuoso triggers, every time one enters the battlefield, you're going to be able to put a +1/1 counter on that Thopter, or put a +1/1 counter on the Whirler or Virtuoso itself. Now this is kind of our pseudo protection, like you see in the Thopters deck with the 1 mana Inventor's Goggles, how that instantly equips, which will allow you to put some +1/1, or put some body behind your Whirler Virtuoso to protect it from most burn spells. Here we can just create Thopters, or create an engine, or create an engine of +1/1 counters to do the same thing. So Fabrication Engine is what really puts us over the top here. Then we do have some Maverick Thopterists. The Scarab God, which is, I guess I should talk about Maverick Thopterist a little bit more. It's 3 bodies entering the battlefield, which gives us 3 triggers. So Maverick Thopterist, almost a must include, and again, just goes really good with the Thopter synergies. The Scarab God here is one of our top ends. It's our let's finish this. By the time they've dealt with all of the other things we have rolling, if they can't deal with the Scarab God, we get to start getting back Thopterist and Whirler Virtuosos, Glint-Nest Cranes, just other ways. It's just another really good finisher to help just close games out, finish games off. And you'll see that they will be sticking a lot of resources into stopping us here. Let's fix chat here. It is spicy, Polis. Welcome to the stream. Kieran, welcome to the stream. Brian, you too. Sorry I did not have the chat pulled up where I could see it. We do have 2 copies of Reverse Engineering, or Reverse Engineer, which is how we're going to dig deeper into the deck. And then the way we're going to get things online is going to be Whirl of Invention. Now, this card, the more I played with it, the better it is. It's just very easy for us to go grab the missing module, the missing link to Tron. Think of this as our, our cord, our blue cord. And then we do have a Battle of the Bridge. This is kind of our cheeky smack of the mic. Sorry about that. Battle of the Bridge is going to be one of the ways we stabilize and kind of really gain life here. And then Walking Ballista, maybe the unsung hero of this particular deck, as he will sacrifice himself from time to time as a 0 mana creature to just enter the battlefield and create a energy from a decoction module, which will start us rolling. And sometimes we can do that on turn 3, which can be really nice. But anyway, Walking Ballista, if we do actually put that down with some counters on it, it instantly, when it enters the battlefield, it will trigger the animation module. But when we get if we have a decoction module, we'll instantly start putting additional +1/+1 counters on it. Now, when it enters the battlefield, it instantly triggers animation module. Now let's talk about animation module a little bit. If you pay 1 mana and you put a 1/1 colorless servo onto the battlefield and you have a metallic mimic, that metallic mimic will then well, let's say you called servos on the metallic mimic. It will then trigger a 1/1 counter on the new servo, which will start your engine instantly. So every time you make a servo, you will just chain through this. So it seems like it's going to be really good. Okay, so it looks like we're going to have a very active chat today. All right, guys. Well, thank everyone for showing up. Justin, thank you. This was going to be a Dev's deck. No, Dev's deck is still tonight. If anyone was looking for the Dev's deck, that is still going to be tonight at 8 Mountain Time if you're here in the States. And I think that's -7. I don't quote me on that. All right, so let's get into some games here. We'll talk about the sideboard when we actually get to the sideboard. Oh, I didn't realize. I didn't realize what was written in that. I'm going to remove that. I'm sorry. Sorry, Karen. I guess we should come up with the chat rules. What is acceptable? What isn't acceptable? I don't know. I just figure when I'm playing Magic, I should pretend I'm speaking to my parents, my girlfriend's parents, or my parents. No, definitely not my parents. My parents are too honest. Someone called Jeremy. Yeah. Well, I actually don't think a curse word or two will stop monetization. I think that's kind of a little bit of a. You have to have a certain amount of reports or something like that. I really don't know. I'm quite new at this. Wow, can we just not get a game here? It's not really about monetization for me. It's more about trying to keep it friendly. I honestly, I guess if I were to talk about the entire drama thing with the Jeremy and everything else, I would just say that Magic has no place for belittlement and putting people down, and I haven't really researched everything enough to know any real facts on the matter, so I can't really comment to either one on who did what, who didn't do what. I don't really know, but I do know that I would like Magic to be a friendly place. Just somewhere that when my son gets a little older, I would like it to be, you know, perfectly okay for him to be at the complete other end of a row of tables from me while he plays a game of Magic, on a Friday night Magic, and I don't have to worry that he's going to hear things that he shouldn't hear from me, or other people. I think that's the way I would look at Magic. Oh my, can we not get a game? Should we just play in the queues? I do like the mind your business um, aspect. I think you know our first president George Washington had it. I have to be queued correctly. Let's leave the event. We get our points back. Queue, constructed tournaments, queues, standard. Hey, Mini Waffles is our opponent. All right, so we can adjust that. All right, so I'm back on my computer, not my laptop. Let's look at the commands. All right, we're good. Yes, we would like to play first. So many waffles. Uh, I do not like having triple fabrication module. I know that that looks like it would be good, but I just don't like that hand. We'll keep this. We get a glint nest on the top. We'll keep that. That'll let us dig a little bit deeper. I know you guys wanted me to keep that hand, but I have run into the multiple fabrication module hands a few times, and you just die. You're too slow. And this may also be the case here. At least we can. I mean, we do take a point of damage, but maybe we can slow this down. If he has a Kinra, there's not a lot we can do about that. And then next turn we can play the decoction module fetid pools, or play the fetid pools and burn something. And does look like we were able to put the brakes on. I do. What? He played that second main phase? I I know not understand. I am going to just play this though, and we'll pass the turn. If we can stave off even a little bit of damage until we get started, we should be alright. Alicio, welcome to the sideboard. Another Earthshaker Kenra, so he's definitely going to produce some heat here. Okay. We did get another land. Let's go ahead and play our Maverick Thopters. This will give us a little extra energy in the bank when we play the Whirler Virtuoso. And if you are going to play this deck and you're going to play it on MTGO online, or MTGO or Modo, I highly recommend you play the deck and yield to as many triggers as possible. No, that was a YouTube sub. Oh yeah, like I tried to fix it where we would have Um, you'll have to forgive me, but the bot needs a little bit of work. But we've got a bot. We've got announcements. Um, that bot comment is in honor of Elliot. Ooh. I just took the damage there, and that is probably wrong. Let's go ahead and play our whirler. Hey, we need music. I may lose this here for not blocking. We will wait one more turn before we start attacking. Just the snarkiness, Elliot. Just the snarkiness. Uh, I grew up with PCs and stuff, but I am not a computer whiz, if you will. I understand them fairly enough. I can usually learn whatever I need to learn about something. But, okay, so Soulscar Mage, Bomat Courier, and we will start making thopters here. And we will, let's cancel that block. We'll block here, here, here. I'm trying to avoid using this harness lightning because if we do have to use it, we have to pay life for it. So we're going to try to avoid that and see if we can stabilize at 6 here against red deck, which might be really, really hard. So he did go ahead and cash in the cards, or cash in, what do you have in his hand? He had, so we have Earthshakers in the graveyard. He threw a Ramunap Ruins in the grave. Okay, another decoction module. This is good for us. Is it the right play? I think so. And now we're going to start getting in. So next turn, we're actually a decoction module away from going infinite. So this is actually match 1, game 1, Mark. Welcome to the stream. And let's see here. I know there's other comments. There are a whole lot of comments. This daytime crew, which I'm actually normally part of. Alright, what do we have here? Oh, he's going to just scoop it up. Okay. I think we were just going to cast our Harness Lightning and make a bunch of guys from there. Yeah, that's what you missed. A little bit of... So, Fiery Cannonade is really good. Does nothing to Kari Zev, but... Confiscation Coup is good. Shielded Aether Thief and Contraband Kingpin. So, on this particular version, I actually think the animation module is the weaker of our modules, so I'm going to remove that. Battle at the Bridge is really, really good, and Reverse Engineer is good, but it's really, really slow. We're not going to be able to take the Maverick, the Scarab God route. I don't want to remove all of the animation modules. I still want to be able to search it up. So we're gonna cut the curve down a little bit on the top side. Walking Ballista is an all-star here. We brought the Contraband Kingpin in because of the lifelink, and with Fabrication module, just being able to add the bodies to it, you know, just awesome. I don't think we can get to Rebuke. Most situations, I think I just want to take Hazoret, but Whirler trumps Hazoret. Like, as long as you have some way to gain some life or something like that, you can get ahead of Hazoret, and we do have some answers for Hazoret. Maybe we're not as scared of Hazoret. Do we want the Crook? The Crook's really good against Kari Zev. Glint Nest is great because it's 2 mana. I think we're going to cut the Mimic. And another Whirl for the Crook. Okay, so we're going to go from here. Fabrication module is going to be really, really good in this matchup. However, this is going to be a slow hand. We need to be able to kill everything with this Fire Cannonade, and if he has a turn 2 Kari Zev, we're in some serious trouble. Although, this puts down a lot of bodies when we get there, and we have 3 land. I think we're going to keep it. Also, if we do start top decking land, Aether Hub are the perfect land to have when you have a Fabrication module. So we're going to keep it. It has a lot of potential here. Right, turn 4 Maverick's not horrible. And we've got, you know what, 5 cards before then. So we just need a land in the top 5. And to live that long. Well, that's not it. And we'll pass the turn here. So we're looking at probably... I don't know, he's not coming out extremely fast. We did get our 4th land. I would love to hit a Decoction module at some point here. Alright, we have Sunscore's Champion. Is the music a little loud, guys, or is it alright? Rampaging Ferocidon. that's not exactly great for us. We will probably at some point have to throw down double. Man, I don't know how to deal with that Rampaging Ferocidon. How do we deal with that? Really need a Harness Lightning, right? 5 to 6% chance of drawing a Harness Lightning? Well, that's, I'll take it. We're definitely in some trouble now. Ah. All right, well. You gotta do what you gotta do. I think we do play this. Next turn we will take some damage for our Maverick Thopterist, but we will be able to grow them to a point where it should stave off a little bit of damage. I know the Ferocidons are... We need double land, like we need back-to-back land. I think we're going to have to get to a point somewhere where we end up double Fiery Cannonade. Because this is we're gonna take 6 off of the Maverick Thopterist. And then we can only block 1 of the Rampaging Ferocidons. Yeah, I think that means we're dead. We can't cast Maverick Thopterist. Rampaging Ferocidon got work done. Well, we hit a land. It enters the battlefield tap. I think we're going to go ahead and get into game 3 here. Wow, okay. Ferocidon. Have to be able to answer the Ferocidon. What do we have? We have Harness Lightning and... Hope he gets his Ferocidon. The Metallic Rebukes to just try to stop it, maybe? What would we take out, though? Fabrication Module is the best one, our most important one in this matchup, because we need to grow a Contraband Kingpin. It allows us to grow our Walking Ballistas to stave off damage. Maybe just take out the other coup and just run it back like that and just not worry about Hazard. Concede via Suicide Thopters. Okay, well, let's see what we have. We do have lands. We have Glint Nest, Walking Ballista. This is actually a really, really good hand. Turn 3 Walking Ballistas, not bad here. Turn 3 Ballista comes down with a little buddy. This was definitely the module we wanted to get. I think we're going to go with the fabrication module because of the construction of our hand. So I'm going to play 3 games. This is game 2, or match 2. I'm going to play 3 matches, and then I'm going to get the stream ready for our Dev's deck for tonight. Dev gives us a $10 mono blue budget deck. It runs efficient constructs, and it's sure to be a lot of fun for mono blue. Yeah, it's mainly for the instant speed. Attention is a struggle for us all. Okay, so this is fairly good for us. I honestly want to just run out the fabrication module and take next turn's beats. We get to, but this actually saves us a lot of life, and we have 2 of these, so we're gonna do 1. And we will pay with it for the ability. So even Walking Ballista has friends in this deck. The synergies in this deck are just great. Well, honestly, with the fabrication modules and such, we can easily outgrow 2 mana, or 2 power. Okay. So he's like, we've got to get rid of that with a Walking Ballista. Doesn't want me creating a bunch of bodies, I guess. Well, we did stop damage there. I think we just fabrication module here. We'll play our tapped land so that we have more land for next turn, and then we're just going to pass the turn. We just want to stave off until the point where we're in full control of this game, and we should be good from there. This is game 3 of match 2, so okay, so he abraded our fabrication module. I like Maverick Thopterist here. Is it Maverick Thopterist or Walking Ballista? I think we can wait 1 more turn on the on the Thopterist. Oh, complete whiff. And would have been a bunch of land, so maybe it wasn't a whiff. What? Why won't it let me? There we go. Sorry. Looks like little man is up, so I am going to have to step away for just a moment. And we will pass the turn to the opponent. Right back, fellas. Alright guys, I'm back and I've got Lincoln, and so he's going to help us finish this last game here. Or this game and the next. He likes Magic. Believe it or not, he likes watching Terran. So now we get to start swinging. Spire of Industry. I kind of want to hang on to a creature. But I'm definitely going to start getting in the air. We're at turn 6 with 16 life. We can really start turning the corner here. And we'll just go from there. I want to hang on to my walking ballista, because a lot of times, you know, if we can get we need a creature after we start getting one of our modules or something like that online. He gets an Aether Sphere Harvester. So I currently have 2 decks built that I own, and I am borrowing the pieces for another deck. A lot of times I loan decks out and things like that, but I have Sultai Energy, I have Mono Black Aggro, and then I have recently borrowed most of the pieces I needed for the red-white approach deck. Alright, so I think our best line of play here is to go ahead and block the Kenra. And I'm going to take the damage from Ragabon. And we will add a counter to Walking Ballista so that the first strike damage can't kill it. And we can't remove a counter this turn or we would lose our Ballista. And there's a Kari Zev. And a Whirler Virtuoso. So Whirler is really good for us, even though we don't have a lot of energy. And I think at this point we need to just kill our opponent. So I'm going to make the most out of my mana and go ahead and play out the other Walking Ballista. Oh, Lincoln did not like that play, fellas. We are going to attack here. Definitely going on the offensive. That's not really that great for us. I guess we can't go on the offensive. We definitely need to keep blockers in the air. I think we just wait. He's gonna crew. I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot the Bomet Courier. And then we'll put bodies in front of Karizev here. And what is their shaker stop? Are we in danger to that? See ya, Elliot. Thanks for coming to the show. All right. We'll see what he does here. He is going to attack. Whirler can't block. We will produce a body and move to blocks. So it's safe to block there and there, there, here, and here. I think that's our blocks. And shielded Ether Thief. That's not horrible. It's not exactly what we were looking for, but we can put a +1/1 counter, and he scoops it up. Well, that's going to be match 2. So from there, we were going to be able to put +1/1 counters on and things like that. So he was getting farther and farther behind. Trying to get into the Magic YouTube scene. Any tips on what to do? I clearly you haven't checked my channel. I've got like 500 subscribers. I love each and every one of you, but I am 0.001% of the Magic community. However, I do think that just play the decks. People seem to really want to see some gameplay, so play the decks. Be you, I guess. You know, whatever your nature is, be you. I tend to lean towards lawfully good, but yet I'm not always. We have Tron! Oh my god, guys, we have Tron. Do we have to just like keep this on principle? We have the worst land, but we have Tron. It's match 3. Let's play Tron. It's not actually that bad of a hand. I mean, I actually think I want to just play. Actually, I'm going to play the Spire Bluff first and pray I draw into a land. And if we don't, then we don't. And we'll pass the turn. If we get like mountain off the top, oh my god. I wish I could really say it was a D&D reference, but the most I know about lawful and like nature and things like that are from Neverwinter Nights. Yeah, I always wanted to get into a D&D group. Apparently we have one in our local LGS, but they don't get to meet a lot, and you know, joining in mid-story is not something you want to do. You want to get with a group of friends. Hey, we're against God Pharaoh's Gift, and he's about to just wreck us. Or at least he thinks he is. Wow, the worst lands ever. We're just going to play a turn behind, guaranteed. Alright, well, at least there's no Angel. He does have a Champion of Wits, though, so, I mean, it's definitely going to get out of hand when he casts this Refurbish. He did not cast Refurbish? Wow. How lucky are we? How lucky are we? This is another deck that the Fiery Cannonade is good against. And you know what, Drake? That's another thing. The first thing you should do is just start becoming a member of the Magic community, whether that's the online community or whatever, you know, meet the people that are watching the live streams every day. Like KPS Polis. Most of us call him Elliot because that's what we know him as. Um, are we in danger of just dying here? Of course. Of course we're in danger of just dying. I want to fabrication module this turn. I think that's our best play, is to fabrication module. Tron online. And then we'll pass the turn back. Next turn we get to play a Thopterist and Maverick Thopterist and go from there. He keeps pitching lands. I can't believe my son has sat here this entire game. If he's this good, we may stream more often during the day. Normally I can only stream during the day if he's went down for a nap. Oh, he has decided I spoke too soon. So he flips Search for Azcanta, and he's going to just immediately jump into activating it here. As once we get Tron online, and we do, we are an extremely formidable force here. Like, this is going to get really, really good. We'll play the Thopterist first. Wow, we can even go for infinite. Yeah, we're going to play the Thopterist. And we'll get a bunch of bodies here, and that'll give us a good start for when we go to play our Whirler. And we'll yield. We'll yield. We'll yield. We will pay. And then I think we'll go ahead and give ourselves another 2-body. And now we've got to do it all over again. So let's give ourselves a few bodies here. And this is the power of the Tron. So 2 mana, 3 mana produce how much power? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 power? Wow. That's pretty good. 3 mana, 9 power. Although, you know, Maverick Thopterist does a lot of that. Although, I mean, if we could have even created a +1/1 counter, we would have been fine. Still no Angel, but I'm assuming he'll get the Angel here. He's going to Champion of Wits. But I don't think it's enough. I don't think he has nowhere near what he needs to beat us. Yeah, this deck can really explode out of nowhere. Okay, so, I mean, he might try to swing here, but, I mean, he's got an Angel of Invention. We've got a Harness Lightning. We've got a Walking Ballista. We've got Infinite Thopters. I actually think I want to go this route. He can play the Angel out of the graveyard if he wants, And we will not pay for that, but we will. This is just great. Oh, Mr. Lincoln did not like that, fellas. And we're going to start getting in. It should be pretty hard to lose from here. I don't think they run mainboard fumigate. I think there's one or two in the side, but I don't believe there's one in the main. And along the lines of what he said in chat there, as far as making content you can be proud of, I keep learning new things that we can do with OBS and stuff like that. So, you know, don't feel bad if you don't know how someone did this or how someone did that, because the more you play with the system and everything, the more you're gonna learn. All right, buddy, I'll set you down. The more you play with the system, the more you're going to learn, and the more you learn about it, the more you'll be able to just look at someone's stream and go, oh, I know how they built that, or I know how they layered this for a layout or something like that. And then the hardest part will be trying to decide what you want. Like, if you notice, the top corner of my stream is still a little barren. Are we dead? How did this happen? Okay, so we block here. We block here. We block here. And we still die? Oh my gosh. I did not shoot the guys in response like I should have. Oh, I am sorry. I was talking in stream and just straight let those... I looked back up and we were dead. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see here. Fire Cannonade's going to be great. Negate is going to be even better, I think. Maybe not the Cannonade. Coup seems good. Crook is amazing. Don't think we need Battle. Scarab God's good. If we get a Scarab God down, we're in some really good shape. We'll drop the Mimic and a Whirl. Don't think going wide is going to be great here. I mean, maybe it is, but I don't think we need... Well, we've got it anyway, so it's not going to matter. We can keep this. Yeah, sorry, Crispy. That was a major punt. Punt just straight cost us that game. That means we just got to win 2-0 here, right? Like, we punted there, so now we got to come back and just win straight out. He's deciding on whether or not he wants to keep. I'm just going to play Fetid Pools on one. I think so. First off, I want to say, oh my, how did this little deck that is just a bunch of animation modules and Whirler Virtuoso, or modules and Whirlers, how did this go completely unseen? I mean, it didn't go completely unseen. People played around with it back in Kaladesh, but there's like no new cards in it. I think the only Ixalan card in the whole deck is Cannonade. But yet, we never thought it was powerful before, and here we are playing it, and it is doing fairly well. I mean, have I lost an actual match on stream? Sorry, I don't have the record. That's something I need to do. Taryn has his manually, and I want some way to have chat or chat moderators or something be able to update punt records and things. So this is fairly good for us. We'll just play the animation module and we'll pass the turn. Next turn we get to play our turn 3 Walking Ballista with animation module to make a dude. All right. I mean, honestly, I really do think the deck is good, and I think when I pulled it up on Manatraders, here, let me pull up the deck list. So when I pull it up on Manatraders, you guys should be able to see that there. 106 ticket or 106 bucks. They don't give you a real ticket price here because you can rent, but they don't give you a ticket price, how much it is for tickets. Overall though, it doesn't look very much. The Scarab God's one of the more expensive pieces. A couple parts of the land base are a little expensive, like the Spire Bluff Canals. Spires of Industry are still, you know, a little expensive, but other than that, everything else is really cheap online. You can build the whole deck for almost nothing. Alright, so, wow, our opponent still hasn't passed priority to us here. Tag 33, you're it. Come on, Tag. Oh, that's right. With Avacyn around, she just flipped and bye-bye Whirler. So was Avacyn what was holding down the Whirlers? Right. Ulamog was... Okay, so this is actually not bad. I'm going to play the Crane here over the Walking Ballista because I would like to find... Perfect. There we go. I would like to find that. It was our only option, but another piece of Tron was what we were looking for. So, let's see here. Well, he finally passes priority to us. We top deck a red source. That's really good for us. We're just gonna play the decoction module. And I think we're gonna go ahead and play out Walking Ballista here. Although Walking Ballista is a really good way to start the chain, so we might hang on to the Ballista. I know that I want to get down a Whirler ASAP, and I kind of want to play Walking Ballista this turn, but we'll go ahead. So there were just too many things in the meta, and it just hasn't really been revisited since rotation. Is that what we're saying? That after rotation, Whirler is that powerful? because this is just a Whirler Virtuoso deck. Alice, welcome to the sideboard. Okay, so a search for Azcanta from our opponent here. It's a really, really good card for him. Ooh, we get another decoction module. This is going to let us go pretty hardcore here next turn. I am going to play the Walking Ballista for 1. And we'll always yield. No. Always yield. And we'll get in for another one here. He's got a really good graveyard. He just doesn't have an artifact in it yet. Be back in 1 moment, guys. I'm going to go put him in front of his Pokemon. He likes Pokemon. I don't know what to say. Never mind. He's alright. Wow, all the angels. All the angels all day. That's the angel I don't like, but we'll kill it. We'll just kill it. Okay, so he gets an angel. We'll kill it next turn. I mean, we kind of knew he was going to make that play a few turns ago. Don't know what's taking him so long to make it. This is one of the things that I don't necessarily like about Magic. There's certain things that our opponent just cannot do right now, and I think we're going to go ahead and Whirler here. Yep, we'll Whirler. We'll get some massive value. And we'll yield to the Whirler. And then next turn we'll get to play the Harness Lightning and the Whirler with a lot of Thopters. I am going to try to keep at least 3 Thopters available. I don't know if he... No, our opponent is on God Pharaoh's Gift. That's what he crushed us with game 1. Green, red, infinite servos. Well, that sounds fun. I think we'll just make a servo to chump block. And we'll block. And we'll see where our opponent goes from here. Now, Fumigate. Not cool. Not cool at all. I don't think he's got a lot of those, so... My son does not like Fumigate. It was not cool. So we get to just whirler and leave open the gate. Sorry. I'm laughing at my boy. I know you guys can't see him, but he's sitting in my lap cooing at the TV watching me play Magic. Cast out. I definitely think we negate the cast out. We can't risk it entering the battlefield and trying to target our whirler. And he's going to scoop it up. We'll go into game 3 here. I like Metallic Rebuke, as I'm pretty sure he's on the Angels plan. They have the Angels and the Battleground Wardens or Battlefield Wardens or something like that. We're going to take out a Reverse Engineer and another Walking Ballista, and then we're going to run it back like that. So we've got one land, fabrication module. We can't keep this. We got to go strong here, so we've got a mulligan. That's right. No, no, no. We are not keeping this. That's pretty good. We can put that on the top. We'll keep that as well. So we'll be able to decoction module onto, and then we just need to stop whatever he tries to bring back the artifact with, and then we'll have to just beat him on board. Yeah, it just draws cards, and due to the construction of the card, it doesn't actually trigger any of the modules. So Engineer, I've actually been looking at Glimmer or maybe Live Fast or something like that over Engineer. Engineer is good, but it can't trigger the modules at all. We'll just play the Fetid Pools and pass the turn. I like the Engineer because it's 2 mana, but maybe 1 Engineer, 1 module. I mean, draw 3 cards is great, though. Overall, Glimmer might be a better card, but whether or not Glimmer's like the better card, I don't know. So we have 1 turn here before we have to start setting back on negate. So I think we'll go ahead and get out the decoction module. He can mill himself hard next turn here, set his graveyard up, and then we just have to set back on negate. You're right. Sorcery speed's not great, but when we have cards like Whirl that we can just go get the particular artifact that we're looking for, then that works pretty good for us. Okay, so he's got a fairly stocked graveyard. Still no Godpharaoh's Gift in it. And all we have is a decoction module. Okay, he's going to start swinging. Another Minister. Glint Nest is good here. And we completely whiff. Wow, okay. Well, we'll just go ahead and pass the turn. At least we did get a second blue source. I don't know if I've ever played decks that are smooth on just spending mana into, or spending energy into mana as the decks that run Decoction Module. You just always have it. Looks like he might be cycling for a land to get to Angel. And we'll just play this for one. So if he is going to try to like hard cast an Angel or something, we can just shoot it. There's a Champion of Wits. That's going to let him dig a little bit deeper. Correct. If you have decks that you would like to be run, or wow, all the ministers. If you have a deck that you would like to see us run here on the channel, or if you just have some ideas, or you want some information from the community, just simply put your deck on our Facebook page at Sideboard MTG, and we're trying to build a community there. So I'll look at the decks from there. Other people that check out the page will look from there. All right, so we definitely blocked something here. He's not swinging for a ton, but it's definitely more than I would like. Okay, so we can Maverick Thopters finally. And we'll yield to this. We have a few more bodies now, and we do still have a negate, so would love to hit, like, say, Fabrication Module. Okay, so there's the Angel. We'll shoot the Angel, which is exactly what he was wanting. As much as I don't want to do this, we are going to be blocking the Champion of Wits. And I think we double block here to just kill one of these. One moment. So I'm actually just going to pass turn here instead of casting this. If he has Fumigate, I mean, I guess we just counter the Fumigate if he has Fumigate. But if he casts all of it, uses all of his mana to cast Fumigate. gifts are in the graveyard, guys. That means that he has to. We'll just wait a minute. I think we just burn this. It'll cost us a lot of energy, but we're okay with that. So you can bring it back. We get a Spire Bluff Canal. We will play the. You know what? He's gonna bring that back, so we've got to play this slow and just keep swinging with the thopters. This way we can at least return Maverick Thopters to our hand. We will negate that. There's one refurbish, two refurbish, and we haven't even started to find our Tron pieces yet. Another land. I definitely think we can afford to play our Thopters now. Actually, no, we do not. At end of turn, we're going to crack the Inventor's Fair. And we'll just keep getting in. Search for Escanta, he can keep that. He cannot have that, however. I meant to tap a different land there. So we're going to get a little value out of our mishap. Possibly should have just did the Glint Nest Crane there. Really just keep hitting those land drops. Let's go ahead and do this now. We have enough mana for it. We would like a fabrication module. It's time to guarantee that we are large enough to really impact the game. Everything has summoning sickness except for the Glint Nest. But next turn we're in a really good spot. And if we top deck whatever, it should be amazing. Is the audio better now? Can you guys hear me now? Now it works? Awesome. My bad. Windsock was like, I don't know. I can't explain it. One side of it's rubber and the other side of it's foam. Rubber side was over the mic. That's what happens when a 1-year-old grabs your mic. I mean, whatever he's got here, he's got us. 1, 2, 3. We've got 3 refurbishes in the yard though, so he doesn't have a lot of options for getting out of this. I assume he takes our decoction module. Yeah, he's going to take the decoction module. That's not exactly great for us. Hopefully we'll hit one of the other modules off the top. No, but that's good. I mean, if we were going to hit a land, at least it was that land. So we'll just... we're going to make this guy big enough to block the angel. And I think we attack out. We pick one of the ones that he's not blocking to make bigger. And we'll continue to grow these. And he milled the last refurbish. So we're dealing with whatever he has left in the deck to beat us with, which is only 17 cards. Honestly, this angel is one of the scariest things he has left. And I think he's got a couple other angels. He's going to mill himself here. Down to 13 cards. I wonder if he's looking at his outs or if he's just trying to be funny. Okay. So, if you watched when we played, I forget when it was, but a couple streams back when we were playing the Thopters deck, this particular deck could not beat us. Yes, they gained like 90 life or something like that. It was ridiculous. But the deck could not beat us, and we decked them as well. We are a little ahead on time here, so that's going to work to our advantage. We do have to stave off some damage. He decides he wants to keep blockers. Okay, well, that seems really good for him. I think we just have to play this. And we're just going to pay for it. And honestly, at this point with 40 cards, I think we play the clock game and we just beat him. So I'll be F6ing a lot here. Alice, thanks for coming to the channel. And as we should be able to watch, he should not be able to kill us at all. And we'll run him completely out of time and out of cards. He's got 7 cards left in the deck. That is an angel. And that does make things a little bigger. I mean, I can still put a +1/+1 counter somewhere that I would like to. I'm going to kill the Champion of Wits. We'll probably put a +1/+1 counter on the Glint Nest Crane. Also, if I had to pick a mistake that I made in the deck, in the game, this particular game that I wanted to go back and change, when we returned that Maverick Thopterist for that entire line of play there, I wish that would have went different, including us trying to recover from the mistake. I wish we would have Glint Nest Crane. And I think that's one of the, you know, the classic examples of, oh my, that just happened. And we'll pass the turn here. We do not have the decoction module for Tron to completely go off, but we're definitely in a position where we can grow things for cheap and get +1/+1 counters, additional bodies, a lot of value here. Did he just mill us? Is he gonna try to mill us? I think he's gonna need some more energy. So he got a strategic planning. Let's see how he tries to attack. No attack. Okay. Well, we're just going to keep passing the turn here. Now, we should have used some of our clock there. We know he's got a strategic planning in hand. We are going to use our abilities. So we will be spending a little bit of the clock here. I definitely want to grow a few of my guys. And we get a Metallic Rebuke. And we'll pass the turn. Unfortunately, we can't really kill him, as you know, we are kind of in a stalemate here, but he can't really kill us either. He gets a chart, of course, and he has a strategic planning in hand. Unfortunately, it's not looking really, really good for him. He does get an angel here. We'll see what he targets. We could have countered. So let's go ahead and use. Let's cancel that. So we're going to just make ourselves another energy. And then we can fabrication module some thopters here. We'll make some more bodies. And then might as well go ahead and use this one while we can get the value. I think I would like another three powered body here. And we're going to do this because we can still cast a Metallic Rebuke here. And he's got 2 cards left in hand. It's a really bad way to win, but this is definitely how it goes sometimes. World of Invention. Well, the good news is we should be in a pretty good spot next turn here. What is he going to go get? Sure. Well, let's go ahead and move to blocks. Let's line this up. Let's say we know we want to block all of this. Let's look at all of the ground here. Make sure all of the ground is clogged. I'm going to remove the flyers. I'm going to put this on one of those servos. Wow. Okay. We'll block that angel. And we get a metallic rebuke. I think we may be dead here, guys. We're at 1. How do we create energy? Oh, we pay for it. So 1, 2, 3. We're still dead. We're still just dead. He's got 1 card left in his library. And we are just dead. Hit all of our counters at the wrong time. Well, that's the way it goes, I guess. Alright, guys. Well, let's take a look at the deck. What do you guys think about it? I really like where Eric Frolicek was coming from with his version of the deck. I think that it's great that we have pros and Hall of Famers like Eric Frolicek that aren't still just looking at Teamer Energy going, this is just the best deck and this is what we're going to play. So at least we're still getting to see, you know, some really good spice, especially when everyone thought that the meta was kind of a little bit stale. And you know, with the Whirler Virtuoso and the Grixis Thopters deck coming out, and now we're getting the modules variants, you know, and they're showing that they're actually fairly strong decks. Do I think by any means that the version I've got in front of you here is, you know, a polished, finished version? No. More of a prototype, and that's where the, you know, command to action comes in for you guys. What do you think? What would be your take on Module Tron and Ixalan Standard? Is it even worth playing? Let me know in the comments. And if you like today's show, give us a subscribe. And always, I had a lot of fun. I hope you had fun. We'll see you next time here on the Sideboard.